I've tested 25 different high leverage Forex brokers, and in this video I'm going to tell you why Defco FX is by far the best one. More specifically, first I'm gonna give you an overview of this broker, then I'm going to log in my account to give you a tour of the backend and to give you an idea of all the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. And finally, I'm gonna tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons about Defco FX. If at any point during this video you also would like to try this broker, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description. Using that link will allow you to create an account taking advantage of an incredible promotion. In fact, if you deposit more than $1,000, you're gonna receive a 40% welcome bonus directly accredited into your trading account. So, if you're serious about using the best high leverage Forex broker, I suggest you use that link. And now, let's start with the video. I'm currently on the homepage of Defco FX, and we can immediately see a few features that make this broker stand out from the rest. In fact, they have spread starting from 0.3 pips, there are no fees when it comes to funding your account, the maximum leverage you can use is 1 to 2000, and you have live customer support available 24/5. Additionally, Defco FX has also accumulated 78 reviews with an average score of 4.4 on Trustpilot, which of course is a sign of a reliable and trustworthy broker. Finally, if what I just showed you was not enough to convince you that you can trust Defco FX with your money, I also would like to point out that this broker practices segregation of fund. This means that in accordance with international regulation standards, all the money that you deposit inside Defco FX are kept separated from the money of the broker. And this is crucial because it means that if for whatever reason Defco FX goes bankrupt or become insolvent or it has to close, your money will be safe and you'll be able to recover them because they were kept separated from the company balance sheet. When it comes to trading accounts, currently Defco FX offers two different options. You have a silver account and a gold account. Both of them are pretty similar, but they still have a few differences that are really important, and based on the type of traders that you are, one account might be more suitable for you than the others. So, both the account, as you can see, are available only on MetaTrader 5. They have a $0 commission, so this means that you won't pay any money to open or close a trade. The spreads for both accounts start from 0.5 pips. The starting deposit for the silver account is $50, while the gold account is $1,000. So this is basically the minimum amount of money that you need to deposit to start trading with one of these two accounts. When it comes to leverage, the silver account have a maximum leverage of 1 to 2000, while the gold account has a maximum leverage of 1 to 500. So if you're specifically interested in trade with the highest leverage possible, the silver account is the one that you should pick. The maximum number of position per order is limited at 10 standard lots for the silver account, while when it comes to the gold account is unlimited. The maximum number of order is unlimited for both the account. The server location is the Netherlands for both the account. The micro lot trading is available for both the accounts. You can trade 61 different currency pairs for both the accounts. When it comes to the US stock, they are only available for the gold account. So if you're interested in trading this specific instrument, you need to pick a gold account. The stop out level is 20% for both the account. Both the account support one-click trading and also Islamic account. You can have a maximum of one account per type per user, so this means that once you register on Defco FX, you're only gonna be able to have one silver account and one gold account. All trading styles are allowed in both the accounts, so this means that you can scalp, you can trade the news, you can do swing traders, you can all trade overnight. You don't have any limitation when it comes to your style of trading. You don't have any order distance restriction. The programming language that both the accounts support is MQL5. As you can see, the silver account is more suitable for manual traders and scalpers, while the gold account is more suitable for manual traders, expert advisors and scalper, and both of the accounts don't have any swap or interest fee. So now that I give you a brief overview of Defco FX, let me log in my account to give you a tour of the backend and to give you an idea of all the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. I'm inside my Defco FX account, and as soon as you log in, the first thing that you will see is an overview of all the accounts that you have with the broker. So in my case, as you can see, I currently have 2 live accounts, so I already maxed out my account allocation. In fact, as you can see, I have 1 gold account and 1 silver account. I have 0 demo account, I have 1 partner account, and I have 0 referral bonus accounts. So from this dashboard, besides seeing all the accounts that I have, I also have the option to create a new account. But since I already maxed out my allocation, I'm gonna create a new demo account to show you what are the steps that you need to follow. So in this case, you just need to click here where it says open demo account. You're gonna be redirected on this page. Here you can pick the trading platform. In this case, only MetaTrader 5 is available. Then you can pick the account type. As you remember, you only can pick between silver and gold. My suggestion is that if you want to use the highest leverage possible, go with the silver account because you're gonna have a maximum leverage of 1 to 2,000 and the minimum deposit requirement is gonna be $50. So let's pick the silver account. At this point, I have to pick my currency. In my case, I'm gonna go with US dollars. I can pick my leverage, and since I pick a silver account, I can go up to 1 to 2,000. So let me select the maximum leverage. And then here, since this is a demo account, I can also select my initial deposit. So how much money I want to have in my account. Let's go with $10,000 and then let's click on proceed. So as you can see, I received this message thanking me for creating the account. And now if I go here where it says demo and I click on it, as you can see, my new demo account has appeared here and I can start trading directly with it. Now, another thing that you can do once you are inside your DevCoFX dashboard is go here where it says my documents. And on this part of the backend, you should upload your proof of identity and your proof of residency. As you can see, I've done it and they both of them were approved. But the truth is that DevCoFX also allow you to trade without doing the know your customer verifications. So this step is not mandatory and is completely optional. In fact, if you want, you're gonna be able to open an account with DevCoFX, deposit money, trade, and then withdraw your money without needing to submit any know your customer verification. And to me, this is a huge pro because not only it makes it easier and faster to start trading with this broker, but also it removes any type of limitation that you might have based on the country where you live. So below the my documents section, as you can see, you have the option to deposit and withdraw money. When it comes to deposit method, only cryptocurrencies are supported and the same things for your withdraw. In fact, you're gonna be able only to withdraw and deposit using crypto. Below this section, you also have the option to do internal transfer. So if you want, you can move money from one account to the others. If you click here where it says trading accounts, you're going to be able to have a panoramic view of all the accounts that you have with the broker. Below it, you have the section related to settings where you can personalize a few settings when it comes to DevCoFX. Then you have the educational resources. This is something that I really enjoy about this broker because as you can see, you have access to Forex tools, market heat maps, market data watch list, daily technical analysis, economic calendar, and market news. More specifically, when it comes to Forex tools, you have access to a pip calculator, a position size calculator, and a margin calculator. Then you have the market heat map. Here you can see the Forex heat map. You can have a look at the stocks heat map, and more specifically, this is probably my favorite heat map because in just a few seconds you can have an overview of how the market is performing, and more specifically, as you can see, the stocks are divided in their sector. So for example, you can see, okay, the electronic technology sector seems to be going down, while on the contrary, the energy sector instead seems like all the stocks here are going up. And so if you're planning to trade stocks, this is probably an instrument that you will find really useful. And then if we keep scrolling down, we also have access to the crypto heat map. After the heat map, we can have access to the market data watch list. So as you can see here, we have a panoramic view of all the Forex pairs. And if we keep scrolling down, we have also access to a trading view charts that you can use to do our analysis. In fact, as you can see, we have access to all the drawing tools and you can also add various indicators. The next educational resources that DevCoFX give us access is the technical analysis. In fact, in this section, as you can see, you have access to the technical analysis for various pairs, and I found this really helpful because it gives me an idea of the sentiment of the market toward the specific pair. Of course, I wouldn't recommend you to trade solely based on the information that you see here, but I think that these informations can be used as a confirmations whenever you are thinking about taking a trade. Next, DevCoFX also give us access to the economic calendar. This is nothing new. In fact, you can have access to the same exact information also on the internet completely for free, but it's always a nice touch when a broker also include the economic calendar inside their backend. You also have the option to add filters. In fact, if I click here where it says country, I can select which countries I want to see the news for. In my case, let's say, for example, North America. And then I can also select what type of news I want to see. In fact, here I'm looking at all the news, but if I click on it, as you can see now, I'm only looking at high impact news. Talking about news, the last section inside the educational resources is a market news feed. In fact, as you can see here, you have access to the latest news that has happened in the market, and you can use them to take informed decision inside the market. Now, going back to the left menu, below the educational resources, you also have the opportunity to download MetaTrader 5. You can read more about how DefcoFX secure your funds. You can read the AML policy, and finally, you have the opportunity to contact the customer support of DefcoFX in case you have any problems and you would like them to help you solve it. Now that you have a full overview of the backend of DefcoFX, let me log in inside my MetaTrader 5 account that I have with them to give an idea of all the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. I'm currently inside my MetaTrader 5 account with DefcoFX, and as you can see, I'm currently using the WebTrader version of MetaTrader 5. Here on the right side of the screen, I can see a few of the instruments that I can trade. Let's say, for example, Euro USD. As you can see, the spreads is currently around 7 or 8. If we go for JBP USD, we are at around 11, 13, 15. USD CAD is around 10. If you go with AUD USD, again is around 10. So I will say that for this Forex major, the spreads are pretty good. And also you have to keep in mind that regardless of which account you pick with DefcoFX, you are going to pay $0 in commission. So this means that opening and closing a trade is completely free. So if we click here where it says search symbol, we can see a few more categories of assets that you can trade. Let's say, for example, let's look at the precious metal. In this case, let me select gold because I'm curious to see the spreads that we have with these instruments. And then, as you can see, if we click here on US shares, since this is a gold account, we have access to all of these US shares that we can also trade. This is not all the stocks of the New York Stock Exchange, but I will say that here you have a good selection of stocks, and when compared to other Forex brokers, is actually pretty good. So if we go back to the list of all the instruments, let's go, for example, at Forex crosses. Let me select Euro, JBP. Let's look at Euro CAD. JBP JPY, let's look at JBP AUD and CAD JPY. Okay, so I'm selecting a few more pairs so we can have a look at their spreads. And now let's go back to all these symbols, and as you can see, let's say, for example, when it comes to gold, the spread is around I would say 50, something like that. Yeah, I would say it's around 50. Probably not the best in the market, I'm gonna be honest with you, but considering that you are not paying any commission, is still good. JBP AUD in this case is around 30, USD CAD is around 9, AUD NSD around 30, more or less, USD JPY around 6, 7, 8, JBP JPY is a bit high, probably comparable with gold, but this is normal because this is a highly volatile pair, so it's not something new, you know, to see higher spreads when it comes to these specific Forex pairs compared to other Forex pair. So yeah, overall, personally, I think that the spreads that DefcoFX offer are good. They should allow you to trade profitably and without any problem, and as already told you, you also have to keep in mind that you're not gonna pay anything in commissions. So now that I give you an overview of DefcoFX, I log in my account to give you a tour of the backend, and I'll show you what type of instruments you can trade and what are the spreads that you can expect to get. Let me tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons about this broker. So the first pro is definitely the high leverage. In fact, as we have seen, if you select a silver account, you're gonna be able to have a maximum leverage of up to 1 to 2000, which is highly competitive and probably one of the highest that you can get between all Forex brokers. The second pro of DefcoFX is the fact that there is no know your customer verification. In fact, doing this type of verification is completely optional and is not mandatory. So this means that you can simply create an account, deposit money, start trading, and then withdraw your profits without having to submit any proof of identity or proof of address. The third pro of this broker is the low minimum deposit. In fact, if you select a silver account with just a minimum deposit of $50, you're gonna be able to start trading, and with that specific account, you're also gonna get access to the maximum leverage of 1 to 2000. The fourth pro of DefcoFX is the fact that you are not charged any commission when opening or closing a trade. In fact, both the silver account and also the gold account don't have any commission, and this is a huge pro because it makes it a lot easier to understand how much money you're making, and most importantly, if you start trading with bigger sizes, you're not gonna see your profits being eroded by the higher commission that all the other brokers will have normally charged you. The fifth and last pro of DefcoFX are the fast withdrawal. In fact, in 99% of the cases, your withdrawal is gonna be processed within 30 minutes, which of course is a huge pro because it makes it incredibly faster to get your profit inside your crypto wallet. Now, let's talk about the cons of DefcoFX. Personally, the only cons that I found about this broker is the fact that it's only available on MetaTrader 5. I know that for a lot of traders, this is not gonna be a huge problem because they already used to trade on this specific platform, but there are also other traders that, for example, are more used to platforms like TradeLocker or TradingView, and they might have a few problems to get used to MetaTrader 5. Well, the good news is that, as I show you, MetaTrader 5 is also available in the web browser version, and that specific version is a lot more similar to TradeLocker or TradingView. So if you're already used to those trading platforms and you would like to try it DefcoFX, I suggest use that version on MetaTrader 5 because you're gonna find it a lot more intuitive and user-friendly compared to the Windows or Mac version. So, there you have it. This was my review of DefcoFX, which in my opinion is currently the best high leverage forex broker currently on the market. As I told you at the beginning, if you also would like to try this broker, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description, and using that link will allow you to create an account taking advantage of a huge promotion. In fact, if you deposit at least $1,000, you're gonna receive a 40% welcome bonus immediately accredited into your trading account. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and until next time, happy trades!